Hello everybody, my name is Marlo and today I'm going to be giving you some tips, tricks, hacks and hints for starting a new survival world in Minecraft 1.18. Today, assuming you're watching this on the day it's uploaded, marks the release of the Caves and Cliffs update part 2. And this update is an important one because it changes how the Minecraft world is generated. So if you want to delve deep into the new caves or journey up to the beautiful mountains, you're either going to have to find some new chunks in an existing world or start fresh in a brand new one. Now if you're choosing the second option, this is the video for you. I'm also going to be starting a new survival world and series here on my channel, so if that sounds like something you're interested in, please feel free to subscribe. Episode 1 will be coming out very soon. Anyway, enough of that, let's get on with the video. When starting a new world, you have the option to type in a custom seed, which is basically the unique number to the world. This allows you to carefully select what you are looking for, so you can either go by trial and error, making new worlds, searching around and seeing if you like the look of it, or you can use some helpful websites such as MineAtlas or Chunkbase. I'll leave a link to both of these down in the description below. Using a site like this allows you to have an overall map view of the world, seeing what biomes they are, how close together they can be, as well as some other helpful things such as villages, dungeons, and even shipwrecks. I'd honestly recommend using a combination of both of these methods. What I do is look around on the website for a good world containing most of the major biomes locally to each other. And then I hop into the world itself by copying the seed, and I make sure there are some cool areas I feel inspired to build in. Once you've carefully selected your chosen world, you are now ready to play, and of course the first task is to punch a tree and get yourself some wood. You can then craft a wooden pickaxe, and there's no real need to make any other wooden tools because you can just go ahead and grab some stone and upgrade to stone tools right from the get-go. After you've crafted all of the stone tools you want, you can order them on your hotbar. This just helps keep your inventory tidy. Here's the setup I use. Some players choose to set up some sort of house within the first day. That way, come nightfall, you have a place to hide out. This isn't exactly the best way to go about things in my opinion. When it's nighttime, you can head underground and do some mining instead of cowering in a dirt hut. So what I would recommend is use the first day, which is around 10 minutes long, to craft your tools and gather some food. You can hunt animals for meat, cows, sheep, pigs, chickens, and even fish. Or you could take the herbivore route and find some mushrooms for soup, pick some sweet berries, you can even cook kelp from the ocean, or if you're really lucky, you can find a village and pillage them for all of their food. Now you hopefully have some tools, some food, and a little bit of extra wood ready for you to go on a caving expedition as the sun drops below the horizon. Due to the new generation, caving is a lot more exciting, shall we say. Some of the caves are much more open than they used to be, which can be quite intimidating, but don't worry, as long as you're cautious, you should be fine. The bonus to this new style of generation is that you can spot ores from quite far away. Say you're sticking to the outskirts to keep safe from all of the mobs, but then you notice a blue twinkle in the distance and you found yourself some diamonds. You can then plan a careful route over to them. Just make sure you at least have an iron pickaxe first, otherwise you won't be able to mine them. Another good thing about these huge caves is once you've found one, you probably won't need to find another. Before this update, it was fairly common for a cave to come to a dead end, meaning you'd then have to dig to another one. So unless you're searching around for something specific like a dungeon, mineshaft, or a lush cave maybe, on the first caving trip, all you really need to gather is a little bit of coal, iron, and ideally at least 5 diamonds. Those 5 diamonds will set you up good, but we'll talk about that later. For right now, here are a few more tips for general caving. Craft a water bucket. This is going to be paramount in saving your life if you happen to fall in lava. It's also very helpful for descending down further into a cave if the drop is too big to survive. Depending on how long you're underground for, you may run out of inventory room, and a simple way to free up some more space is to craft the ores you already have harvested into full blocks. Keep a steady supply of torches. You don't want to run out and have to cave in complete darkness. This is why you bring some extra wood down with you in the first place. You may also want to craft a shield along with a full suit of iron armor to keep yourself safe. If you're lucky enough to find a spawner, make note of where it is so you can come back to it later and build an XP farm. You can either screenshot the coordinates, make a trail within the cave, or simply dig up to the surface and build a landmark so you can easily find it again. If you're in an abandoned mineshaft, keep an eye out for cave spider spawners. They are very helpful but also very dangerous. There are also tons of cobwebs everywhere in mineshafts. You can break them with a sword and it will drop string. That can then be crafted into wool and you can make yourself a bed if you don't already have one. So there we go, you're done with caving, for now at least. It's time to head back up to the surface and get this world underway. Now would be a good time to start scouting out a place to build your starter home. While searching, there are some things you may want to look out for. Sugarcane. If you walk by it, grab it. You're going to need to turn this into a farm later, so the more you have, the better really. More food sources too. You may as well take what you can get. However, if you start to like the look of an area to build in, maybe don't kill too many of the animals nearby. Leave them for when you're ready to farm them. It's also wise to grab some tree saplings of all of the different types that you come across. That way, if you want to build using a certain wood variant, you won't have to make the trip back and instead can simply grow the sapling into a tree and harvest it. Lastly, keep an eye out for generated structures such as villages, ruined portals, shipwrecks, and even desert and jungle temples. All of these contain loot which can be super helpful in the early game. Once you've found a spot to call home, it's time to build a house and set up some farms. One thing that I think is good to mention is that if you want to build up in the new mountains, maybe begin your starter base a bit lower down. Basically just not right at the highest peak. It's going to be really annoying over time going up and down the mountain whenever you need anything, especially in the early game when you don't have something like an elytra. However, if you would still like to build all the way up there, just make sure it's easily accessible, such as having a ladder to get up and a water drop to get down. Before you start building, it would probably be a good idea to set up some farms, and that way once you're finished with the house, you'll have some harvesting to do. The most important farms for the start of a world in my opinion are a sugarcane farm, a cow farm, a wheat farm, and then if you have a carrot or potato, a farm for one of those too. Carrot and potato farms are very helpful for having a steady supply of food. I would say potato farms are slightly better as long as you can boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew, or just cook them in a furnace. We have a wheat farm to breed up the cows in your cow farm, and that is so we can get leather, which is helpful for a number of things in Minecraft, but mainly it's helpful for crafting books. You also need paper to craft books, hence the sugarcane farm. If you can get your hands on 45 books, then you can make 15 bookshelves, and that will be enough to grant you full level 30 enchantments on your enchanting table. This is why earlier I said try to mine at least 5 diamonds. An enchanting table requires 2 diamonds, a book, as well as 4 obsidian, which has to be mined using a diamond pickaxe, so that's what the other 3 diamonds go into. Of course, there's the chance you could find enough obsidian in chests along the way, but at some point in time you're going to need to find some more obsidian to build a nether portal, so you may as well get yourself that diamond pickaxe now. When it comes to building your first home, take your time. As long as you have a bed, there really is no rush. You can sleep through the nights and work in the day. I think having a starter house that you're really happy with is such a cool addition to a world. That way you can keep it around after you move out and you don't need to get rid of it because it won't be an eyesore, like a dirt hut on the first night would be, for example. So don't try and hurry along the process, just relax and enjoy yourself as you construct a beautiful home to live in. It doesn't need to be anything grand, as long as you've got the bare necessities of a crafting table, storage, furnace and a bed, you should be all good. Once your house is built, hopefully your farms will be ready to harvest, if you haven't been harvesting during the building process, which wouldn't be a bad idea at all. That's actually a really efficient way to go about things. But the point is, your farms are set up and your house is built, and that is just about everything I needed to go over in this video. The rest is up to you. Where you go from now is your decision, whether you want to expand your starter house, make some more farms, go exploring, or even build some redstone contraptions. Whatever it is, I hope you have fun in your new world and enjoy the 1.18 update. I know I certainly will. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.